What's going on, everybody? Rob A here, and today we're taking a look at Cang Toys Shiyu 02 Landbull. This is their take on Tantrum, part of their Predaking, possibly Thunder King? I don't know. But this is the second member, after, of course, Ferocious, who I reviewed not that long ago. These things have come out in quick succession. I wouldn't expect that to continue, but I know that they worked on these two figures pretty much side by side, so they're pretty much ready to go. I do want to apologize really quickly right off the bat. I'm in the middle of moving right now, so while I'm super excited that, you know, I'm moving into a house, yay! Right now all of my stuff is packed, like all my lights and everything like that, all my proper equipment. So I do apologize if the lighting is weird or if something seems a little off or too dark. I'm working with the best I got. I had no idea this guy was going to be coming out right now. So yeah, funny story though. I actually, the last time I moved into the apartment that I'm currently in, the very first Transformer I got just before I moved there was actually Mastermind Creations Bovis. So neat, right? Third-party chant. You don't care. All right. Anyway, so this is the package. It's nice. It's shiny. It's got foilishness going on. You can see it's for ages 14 plus because I don't know, reasons, I guess. Pointy things. Not really too much else to say about the package. The other side shows the Bull mode. It's a little hard to make out. Just do that foiliness. And inside it's just styrofoam. It's just black foam, which is actually really nice packing material, but there's nothing really else of note to talk about there. You do get the obligatory collector card. Woo, yay. You can pause that if you want to read that. I'm not going to. And you get the instructions that may or may not help you at all. These instructions are not the most clear, and yeah, your mileage may vary on these, but if you want to just watch my video, hopefully that'll help you get things going where they need to go. And since Landbull is packaged in robot mode, that is where we're going to start. And man, what a robot mode this is. I have to say, I think I like this bot mode even better than Ferocious. And while we're at it, let's just go ahead and get Ferocious on in here for a comparison. You can see these two look really nice side by side. Ferocious is actually just a hair taller at the robot mode head, but of course the Bull mode head goes up pretty far, and just in terms of sheer bulk, this guy actually is a lot beefier than our dear Ferocious here, but they are looking really, really nice together as a team. Just so tasty. And it's not just because of the color scheme. It reminds me of fast food. So let's take a look at Landbull here. If I can get my camera going up to his face area, you got some really cool design here for the face. He's got like a little bit of a constipated look on his face, but that's okay. Light piping works really nicely with this figure just due to the size of the eyes, and he does have a lot of open space back here. Light piping actually works better on the Bull head in this case than it did on Ferocious as well, but I'm still not overall a fan of the light piped eyes on these guys. You've got these cool shoulder pads. Let me actually just go over the head articulation real quick. It's a ball jointed head. It's on a stalk. He can look down. He can look up. You can detach the head if you want to get a little bit more motion, so he can look like into his own soul, I guess. But it just pegs right in there. But yeah, you get really nice range of motion out of that. You do, like I said, get these shoulder pads. They can move up out of the way. You get these nice ratcheted arms that can go up about that far before they get hindered by the shoulder pads. They're also ratcheted forward and back. A little bit of squeak. I have to say this figure overall is much less squeaky than Ferocious, and I think that squeak is actually just the little ring that holds these shoulder pads on. He does have a bicep swivel here, and he actually does have another swivel here just below the elbow. So you can, he comes packed like this with the arms, but if you like this kind of sideways beefy look, because he does have actually a double hinged elbow. So you get that really deep elbow bend if you want to. Or if you want to sacrifice that double hinge, you can do what I did and just rotate it like that. Turn the hand this away. And then he's got these more kind of beefy forearms, and he still gets an elbow joint, it's just not as deep. So you just have to make up your mind, but you can choose between the two at any point. So it's really just nice. I just prefer the look of the kind of thicker out to the side forearms. Let's get all this armor stuff. He does have a wrist swivel, as I showed off before. He also has a wrist like stop in the name of love, or you know, he can like hit the ground poses. He's got articulated fingers just like Ferocious. You got a joint here on the thumb, joint just at the tip of the thumb. You go wiggle up and down on the thumb, and each, ooh, sorry about that squeak, each individual finger is on a ball joint at the base knuckle and has a mid point knuckle hinge there. So really cool. Nice articulated hands, always a plus on figures like this. You do get, you get to put him back together when he falls apart. You do get a waist rotation. You also get a an ab crunch here with actually 2 points on it. So 1, 2, there you go. You got these little flappadoos that get out of his way. I guess they're called hip skirts traditionally. I prefer flappadoos. But you can move those out of the way. And then he's got some leg articulation, like this. Bam! Ratcheted. Bam! Also ratcheted. Out to the side. Ratcheted. Back. Ratcheted. He's got the thigh swivel. He's got a nice deep knee bend, like so. Look at that. It's actually a double hinge. It doesn't really need to be. It's not even used for transformation or combined mode. But he's got it. Exciting. The only thing is, there you go. It is a little weird because it does get caught if you're not paying attention. So if you move it back and the cut for the knee doesn't quite get into place, it'll get caught there. Not a big deal, just something to, you know, pay attention to. Otherwise your guy's going to be off kilter. He's going to be imbalanced. He's got a little tail. How about that? A little tail. Which is really actually cool for reasons I'll get into later, but yeah. He's got that. He's got big old feet. Now, I will say, there is a panel at the back of his foot here, and I'll move this out of the way so you can see it. Little panel there. You can flip this out and it'll just cover the back of the hooves. Like you can see on this foot, they're kind of sticking out a little bit. This does not bother me one little bit, and I don't have the thumbnail nor a spudger handy to actually get this piece out. So I'm leaving that in. So if you're watching this video and you're like, but Rob, there's a flap there that goes over the foot. Just know that I didn't put it out on purpose, and I don't care. Alright, so you've got this foot here, which can get the toe down a little bit, like so. It can go up quite a bit, actually, and the whole foot can come back, basically, like that. A little squeaky action. And you, of course, have the ankle rocker as well, which might put that out of place, but you can get that much bend without knocking anything out of place, which is actually quite a deep deep bend there. Taking a look at the figure from the back. I'll just turn this guy around here. Just give you a quick full look around. Very little kibble on the back here. Just want to tighten that up a little bit. Just very clean altogether. Again, little tail sticking out. Does not bother me one bit because it means he's got a beast mode that actually has a proper tail, which almost never happens, especially on like bovine characters, which is just nice to see. That's all. Yeah, and this is a really nice looking figure. He's got some accessories. He comes with an sword. This guy, pretty snazzy looking sword. I like this actually a lot better than the Slice O cheese that came with Ferocious, just because it's got the different indentations in it. Just kind of makes it look a little bit more like a weapon and less like a slice of cheese, for lack of a better term. And of course this can fit in his hand just fine. If you find the spot that it goes in, there you go. There you go. And he can hold that no problems. And he also comes with this little like sawed off shotgun cannon thing with a peg in the middle, so you could maybe stick a sword in there or something, but certainly you can put Ferocious's gun in there because that's how it's meant to combine for the full combined mode. There's going to be 2 of these. Probably one will come with Headstrong or similar, and you know, plug in just like this, and that's how the combined mode gun's going to look. There you go. Fun. But it's also got a peg on the top, so I guess in theory you could even like double up if you wanted to, you know? Why not, right? But he can also hold this with the little peg that's actually shorter than the one that comes on Ferocious's gun, I think. Nah, about the same length, I guess. I was wondering if this gun would actually look better on Ferocious, but we'll see. We'll try it all out. We'll see what happens. And this, of course, can go in his other hand. Again, if you can find the little peg that it attaches to. And there you go. You've got this bad Mamma Jamma ready to rock. And of course I showed you how the guns combine. Let's check out how the swords combine. So we've got this little sword. We fold up the handle just like this, and then we take Ferocious's sword and we just combine them just like that. And you can see that this is just a part of the blade of Predaking, and it is already just as taller even than the individual robot figures. So that is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get things set up here, and then we're going to transform this guy into beast mode. Alright guys, so let's transform Landbull here. So first thing we want to do is just lift up the shoulder pads. We're going to get the arms settled. So you want to actually raise the arm like this and rotate it around so you can see the little screw facing this direction. You want to also go ahead and rotate the forearms back, because you'll need them in their standardized position in order to transform. So there you go. You can leave those off to the side right there. We're going to go ahead and take the chest panels here. Just be mindful because these can be very tight, and just pull them in and clip them into the front of the chest. There we go. And they should lock into place. There we go. Now we got them. These bits under the arms, I'm going to untab, and we'll just pull these out of the way. And they just kind of hang out there. This whole section can come back down, And we can actually just go ahead and take care of this right now. We're going to go ahead and lift all the panels out, and we're just straightening this whole thing out here. And we want to just go ahead and rotate this around, just like that. And then this gets rotated down like that. And you can just leave it like that for now. You can rotate the bull head back if that makes you feel good. It don't really matter. And then we're going to take the arms and pull them straight out of the sides of the chest here. And here you can see the exposed ratchet joint as well. So you got that going on if that's something you're into. Alright, so we got kind of a mess here, and we're about to make it even messier. I'm going to go ahead and unpeg the robot mode head. And just like on Ferocious, we're going to do a little special twist where we just move this whole section down. So what we're going to do is we're going to unpeg the back of the body here. We're going to come up and we're going to pull on the torso, and it's going to raise it up, as you can see. And that's going to kind of clear everything out of the way. Now, there is a joint back here, a little piece here, that lets you clip it right into the back. And that solidifies this whole thing so it doesn't move while you're transforming it. I am not going to flip this up. It just comes up like this and just pegs into the back there. But once it pegs in, it's pegged in solid. And again, I don't have a spudger or anything on me, so I'm just going to leave it alone. This guy transforms just fine without using that post. So don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like you're doing something wrong. Either way, it's up to you. I'm just not going to. All it does is keep the ab crunch from moving while you're transforming. So this section is going to come down here. Just like this. You can open up the chest flap, that's fine. You can see the transformation input there. I don't know what to call it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, like I said, we're going to take this whole back section here. I apologize if it's a little hard to see, but we're going to just rotate it down, just like this. And it's just going to peg in just lower. And then the head, this robot mode head here, we're going to rotate it around, and it's just going to sink into the cavity there. And you can bring the bull head up. You can actually bring this section back down on the accordion joint. There you go. And then you can bring the chest panel back up, but it doesn't really peg in super tight on its own, so it might flap down again. Just be aware of that. So we got the bull head out, we got this out, we're good to go. So now we're going to take these back flaps. We're going to rotate them around. There's a hole here, there's some posts here. Just going to go ahead and peg them on. Just like that. It's going to keep all that in place. We're going to bring this section up. There's tabs here, slots here. Just peg those in, just like that. And now the neck of the bull, we're just going to bring these panels in, and we're just going to tuck them into the sides like that. And they just sit there, they don't actually lock in, but when you bring this panel back up, you can see there's a couple of tabs on this panel. It just slides right into these bits. And this is a lot easier to do when I'm not trying to do it on camera, but there we go. It's not difficult, it's just difficult to do when you're trying to hold this in front of a camera lens, I promise. And then you can tuck the bull head in, and there you go. That's about done. Let's just go ahead and get these arms done here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lift up this piece, lift up the foot here, make sure the hands are you know, balled up into a fist like that. Do the same on the other side, just preparing your situation here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and rotate this around. So the fists are gonna go into the cavity here. The hoof is going to just come around to the front, and then this silver panel is gonna come up and just cover that section. Just like that. And we're gonna do the same on the other side here. Rotate it around. Hoof is going to come out here. Hand will be hidden away. And there you go, just like that. Now we're going to come over here, take this piece from the shoulder panel, and there's the slot in the back, formerly the front of the shoulder, and you've got a tab here. We're just going to go ahead and tab that in. This is going to come up here, and it's going to tab onto this little tab. Just like that, and then you bring the two pieces together and just close them up, and then you can go ahead and push that in, and you've got one front leg done. And just do the same on the other side. Tab that in, bring this up, tab this in, make sure they tab in together at the top, and then just press it into the shoulders, and there you go. Front half of Bull done mostly. Now moving on back, we can come over here and we're just going to stretch these legs, give them a little breathing room here. Take the tail and we're going to uncurl it. Ooh, look at that long tail, that's crazy. And this thing's going to just kind of sit here. It has a natural stopping point for the transformation area, so we're just going to leave it right there. We're going to work on the legs. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this flap it right. Actually, that's the second thing we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to bring this section up and kind of get it out of the way because it blocks this. And then we're going to flap that up just like that. Next, we're going to untab this section, and it's hard to see because it happened very quickly, but basically this whole bar is pegged onto a little post in here, just like that, and it's on a hinge, and it'll hinge out of the way, just like that. So this little thing goes onto this little thing, and there you go. And that's all you gotta do for that. We're gonna take this piece out, unfold it, twist it around until you see the little post that it kind of wants to sit in, and there you go. There you have that. And that's done right there. So now we can actually take this section, bring this little flap in because it's going to rotate around and sit right in there, and it's got a little tiny indentation, little tiny tab that's gonna just click into place there. And that's all you need to do for that for right now. And you can go ahead and take this whole section and rotate it over just like that. And we're just gonna leave that as it is for the moment. Next we're gonna come over here, do the same exact thing on the other leg, untab this, bring this over here, flip the flap, get that out of the way, bring this guy around, just like so, bring this guy out, this guy's going to come out too, flip it around, just make sure you've got the right piece in the right spot. There you go, just like that. It's all happy now. And then we can go ahead and bring this up as well. Next, we are going to start bringing these two halves together. So just make sure that they are lined up with the tail piece in the center. You can see kind of, sort of, there's like an indentation spot in the leg where the tail likes to sit naturally, and that's where you want it to go. So we're just going to go ahead, bring this all together. Peg it just like that, and that's what you want it to look like. It'll be tight together on the top here and on the bottom here, but there will be a gap here. So if you notice a gap, don't try and like squeeze it together, because it's meant to be there, and it means that everything's a-okay. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and bring these bull feet out, bring the toes for the robot mode up, and pop them in just like that, and this is going to come here. And if you're one of those people that have flapped out this little flap, you want to flap that flap in, so you can flap it in there. There you go. Next, we're going to just rotate this back over, and it's going to peg right back onto the peg it was originally on. And just make sure that this side is collapsed in. Bring the bull foot all the way down. And there you go. You got one back leg. Then do the same on the other side. You're going to bring the foot up here. Bring this down here. Bring this down here. Tab it all in. Collapse it all up. There you go. Just like that. Next, we're going to take these two sides here and just bring them forward and clip them underneath. There's a little black clip here that's just going to go under this spot by the robot's or the beast mode's shoulders. Make sure everything's nice and tidy tucked in. We're going to take these silver bits, and they're just going to slide in here. Just to kind of fill that space in there. And next we're going to take the knee pads and just bring them forward, and they're just going to hook right onto these little red bits there. Put the tail however you want. Adjust the hooves to your liking. And adjust the bull head to your liking. And there you have Landbull in his beast mode. You can just kind of tuck that in a little bit more if you want, however you like is fine. And there we have Landbull in a very, pardon the term, beefy bull mode. And he's got a little tail. It's really cool. Can flap around, go up and down. You can even go higher if you really want to. So you can swat flies away or whatever. But really nice. I just like it, you know, that kind of detail put into a figure that will actually include like an animal tail on an animal that normally will just be omitted because it's too hard to like integrate into the robot mode, you know. So that's just me. Anyway, really nicely done. Look at these horns. Again, the light piping on the eyes does work a little bit better than on Ferocious. He doesn't have as much of the dead eye sort of look. You can flap the nose ring if you really want to. You can move the horns around if you so desire. They can be positioned however you like. The head is on a ball joint and a stalk, so you can get a lot of motion out of this head. Go up, look up inquisitively at things. The mouth does open. It looks a little weird with the mouth open, but it's fine. gets the job done. There's this little flap underneath here. I'm not entirely sure what that is for. It doesn't seem to have any purpose that I am aware of. You've got rotation at the shoulders. The shoulder can go out if you unpeg the unpeg the bar that holds it there. Bends at the, well, I guess this would be the knee. You got a ball joint hoof that can go back and go forward a little bit. Just be careful, don't undo the hand there. No rotation there, but you do get rotation at the foot, so it's okay. You do get rotation on these back legs. They can kick forward a little bit. They can kick back a little bit. The foot itself can go back pretty far if you want to. Again, the hoof is on a ball joint. It's less range than the front feet, but you get some range there. So that's pretty nice. And aside from that, it's absolutely dead solid in both modes. And just a really, really nice looking bull. I think they just captured the body shape well. I like the deep chest that they managed to get on this guy, as well as the curved shoulders. He is a bit wide from the top, certainly. But I think overall they did a really, really fantastic job. And comparisons again, here he is with his friend Ferocious. So definitely a big dude. You can see them kind of side by side. So if you own Ferocious and have him in hand already, you kind of know what you're looking forward to. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a nice figure. And of course, Mastermind Creations Bovis. Let's get on in here, buddy. Come on, there you go. So just to give you an idea of the size, I am not going to do the whole transformation to leg mode in this video. I didn't do the arm mode for Ferocious. Well, actually, I did the arm mode for Ferocious, but I had to cut it because the video is just too dang long, and I don't want this video to be too dang long either. So I'll just give you kind of an idea of what it looks like. You're basically getting this, you got this guy. The head's going to come down a little bit more, but that's basically what you're looking at. I mean, that's a... We'll do this. The feet hook on here, and these do some weird thing. They spin around and go up here. But this is basically what you're looking at for the foot mode. Yeah, it's gonna be big. So that's a big chunky foot, or leg, I should say. We don't know what the foot is. I'm still not entirely certain how the foot's going to combine, although now that I'm looking at it, I think I'm getting a couple ideas, because there are some very obvious peg holes in there that are not used for anything else. So there must be like a big clip with pegs that we're going to slide in and tab on there. So I assume that is how the foot is going to attach. I was wondering that until this very moment. So yeah, overall, really fantastic figure. I think I might like him a little bit more than Ferocious in both modes, to be honest. I really love Ferocious. I adore the tiger mode or the big cat mode. You can debate what kind of big cat it is. It doesn't matter. But I really like them both, but I think Landbull just does it a little bit better, especially in robot mode. So Ferocious might have it by a hair in beast mode. Landbull definitely has it far and away in robot mode, and his beast mode is just so like characterful that it just, it's awesome. It's just an absolutely awesome figure. I will say this guy actually feels lighter than Ferocious somehow, but I'm not sure. It's barely. And I might even be wrong. Anyway, that is going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for your patience as I go through this moving process. Hopefully reviews will be back to normal soon. Oh, I forgot to mention. the gun. You can peg it right back here. There you go. Forgot to mention that. But again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.